Everyone saw what happened with Akaash Singh and the Flagrant crew, left the pod. They did their episode where they talked about the fact that he was no longer part of the podcast after everything that happened with his wife. He took a long break.
The PR.
He's made the decision to focus all of his energy on stand-up. He is going to be stepping away from the pod.
What I told you then was what I said before. Even before they did that pod, I'm like, I think he's done. They did that pod, I was like, it looks like he really done. But we all thought it was telling that he wasn't there for the final episode. Fair?
We said that.
No one addressed why. Everyone speculated. But a couple of clips have surfaced because, you know, his wife's budding TikTok career where she speaks to about 100 people is still ongoing.
And it was mostly very much in check until I did IVF a few months ago. And I feel like since then, I have not really been okay. And I've really been struggling. And yeah, it kind of sucks. And you would think that like the entire internet calling me a
I will say, to be clear, you were calling yourself a whore. And then everyone was like, wait, I thought you were a virgin, but you were popping your pussy. So that's why they were calling you a whore. Just to be fair.
Hello, 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 hello. That's what happened.
Yes.
It was an echo.
It really, truly was.
I feel like since then, I have not really been okay. And I've really been struggling. And yeah, it kind of sucks. And you would think that like the entire internet calling me a whore and like just being in a really toxic environment like would have been the thing that got to me, but it actually wasn't. Like I was like definitely anxious, don't get me wrong, during that time. I was like mostly fine like once we were out of that toxic environment, and I was like, oh my god, like everything feels.
So we're back with another one, and we're talking about Akaash. If you ever marry someone like the wife that Akaash has, it's not good for you, because we're back in this video because the wife is actually making him to actually cut the people that he used to be associated with, whether it's friends, business partners. It doesn't matter whether those people were there before she was there. And if you ever marry someone and she actually wants you to cut everyone out, most of the time that wife is not good. It's not a good person, and she's not good for you, especially this one who's always being posting herself saying that she's been popping her thing all the way in the college, university, whatever. She's been popping. Now that people are calling her names, now she thinks that people are being toxic to her. So yeah, before we get on with it, don't forget to subscribe and to like this video. Let's get on with it.
It's just been like
Run that back, run that back, run that back.
What did you hear? What did you hear?
Run that back.
What did you hear?
Run that
Do you
back.
hear?
Run that back.
and like just being in a really toxic environment. Like I was like mostly fine like once we were out of that toxic environment, and I was like, oh my god, like everything feels so much lighter, everything feels so much happier.
Okay, what do you think that toxic environment is, fellas?
Well, I mean, when I thought about a toxic environment, like that's my ADD ass.
Oh, it's because of his fans. It's because of his fans. Like his comedy fans are not like that. It's more the podcast fan base that I don't think really resonate with him, because a lot of them are like really racist and right wing. I think
Like if you are a man and you're a stand-up comedian and your wife is the one who's actually talking for you, the wife who actually brought all these controversies for you, all this big ass drama for you, and now she's potentially costing you, and she's the one who's actually criticizing your fans, the same fans that help you to generate money. I think this guy, I don't know in terms of their relationship dynamics, but she's doing more damage to him in terms of the reputation. Like she's not helping, man. Like to me, in my eyes, she's not a good woman for him. And it seems like Akaash doesn't want to leave her. Maybe thinks that he can't do better. And it's sad to see. I do like to see people who are married, but at the same time, if you are delusional in that marriage and someone is busy messing up your bag and busy going around messing up your reputation, I believe that you should leave that person.
About the Flagrant fan base. Okay. One thing that happened was like people really followed this song. I didn't realize who hopes were said, but turns out like the dude, you know, even though they're on good terms, supposedly he ended up unfollowing Andrew Schulz and then Charlamagne, where he previously used to follow them.
Yeah.
I think all of this and him quitting was a result of just one episode, and I'll show you guys.
The say is simply this. Keep your wife off the fucking internet. Why does your wife have a microphone in her face? Do not allow your wife to start a motherfucking podcast, bro.
Yes.
Okay, there can be one entertainer in this family, and it shall be me. I'm the comedian. I'm out here on this road, and I'm out here getting the money. Let me use some of this money to help you do some other things, yo. Because you don't need a microphone in your face, because you going to fuck around and ruin us. All right.
you agree?
Not just you.
That she was never a whore.
So that video of her talking about sleeping with a bunch of men was not real?
She never said she slept with it. She said I was popping my pussy at frat parties, and she's a sheltered Indian girl who thought that meant dancing. And then the rest of us were like, what the fuck did you really mean by that? So we had that conversation. But like all like her being completely out of context, like
Well, didn't she talk about...
say it.
Say it.
we literally discuss everything on the
so didn't
pod.
she talk about sucking
No.
She never said that? There was never a video about that?
She said that Akaash's balls smell like a homeless person.
Wow. Okay, ladies, imagine saying this about your man. It doesn't matter whether you're married or you're in a relationship. Just imagine coming to the internet or on TikTok, wherever, or Instagram and saying that your man's balls smell like a homeless man smell. Like, you've walked past a homeless person. You know how homeless people smell. Which is, for them, it actually makes sense because they don't have access to water, most of them, to bath. But to say that about your husband, hey man. Yo.
Not Steph Curry with the shot, boy.
I felt that damn. Can you run just the damn back?
She said that Akaash's balls smell like a homeless person.
Damn. Not Steph Curry with the shot, boy.
They call her chicken curry.
God damn. Why would she say that?
That's a good point. So we had those conversations.
My brothers.
Clears up a lot of shit.
Well, delete
Good
it.
stuff.
Delete the podcast.
Delete ours?
No more influence. No, I'm talking about her.
Oh, we're working on it.
No influence.
And guys, just keep in mind, she's not stopped. She's been posting every day since. Let's keep listening.
I don't want no. You don't let your wife be influencers. Don't let your wife be podcasters, man.
Well, it's not about letting.
No. No.
Shout out to Al. Al's like, okay, I think, we're not possessive of our women. We don't own them. You don't let them. They don't need your permission to run their own career.
I agree with Al.
Yeah.
But also,
Yeah, they don't need the permission to run a career, but also if I'm the one who's actually bringing the bacon in the house, like I at least I need to have a say so that you don't F up whatever that we have going, so that we can always have this money flowing in. We also saw what Fresh and Fit did to their money. Now they can't make money because some other person decided to F that up. So if your wife is doing that the same, I believe that you deserve to have a say.
That
it was heartfelt.
Yeah.
It was real.
Yeah.
And it came from a place of,
Damn.
oh shit, I'm sorry. for you,
I hear
bro.
you.
No. There's certain things we can't do
Yeah.
because we know that it's detrimental to our situation.
You should just encourage your wife not to.
No, ain't no encourage. No. Some things, no.
Yeah. And that's why Charlamagne cheated on his wife. It's because there's things you're not.
Wow.
Can she encourage you not to cheat?
They do that.
No. She tells you don't fucking cheat.
How well did that work?
You got it?
No. Let that sit. Okay, let that sit.
When you got to give it to Schulz. When Trump is not around, he's really
Them jokes fly.
He's really letting them jokes fly. He's
Facts.
really going in.
Facts.
But no, that's true. But all of that is true.
You and the Jasleen Singh
Yes.
of your own house.
I'm in the fucking.
Nah, man, I'm sorry.
I will.
I'm sorry. You got to give it to Schulz.
That's what I can't find it right now. But at one point during the pod, I think he said something along the lines of like, "Yes, we're going to talk to her and him actively about their pod, right?" And I think this, with the fact that she's continued on, is probably the strongest in the fact that he unfollowed them. I think like it's clear they're not on good terms. To me, there's no way you're on good terms.
For me, I've actually dated very toxic people in my past. And I once had an ex who actually wanted me to fight with all my friends, for my childhood friends, whatever. And the reason why she wanted me to fight with them is because they were giving criticism of her which most of the time that criticism actually made sense because I was actually dating a pathological lie. Like I actually found out myself that this girl was always lying and making up stories. So they were just saying that no man, you need to tell her that there's no need to make up all these things. But instead he decided that you know what, I need to cut down everyone and actually cut them out of my life. And the thing about life, what you need to know, especially as we grow up, like the thing is you grow up, your circle actually decreases because you spend a lot of time working. For me, this is my work table. I spend at least 8 hours sitting in this table every day, five days per week. That's my 9 to 5 or my 8 to 5, depending on whatever time that I decide to start working. So I don't have a lot of time to actually socialize and actually discover new people. So whatever people that I have now, it's the people that I've always been communicating with. So if I'm cutting down those people, who are the people that I'm gonna have to be associated with, whether it's friends or whatever? So it's always good to have people, especially if this wife ends up leaving Akaash. Who is he gonna run to seek advice or just to talk to when you're busy cutting down your friends and the people, the business partners, whatever? Like sometimes you just need to put the other person in check, whether your wife or your girlfriend. Just talk to them, man. Like it doesn't need to be this way. It's not that deep.
Like that's all you
No,
really
I don't think no, but we said that when we did say that on the Flagrant page.
Yeah, they took him out of the image.
Right, but it was really him and Schulz.
Yeah. And now they put the other three. Well, I mean, they got to change the branding because he's not part of it.
I
no?
understand. That's not my point. Flagrant was Schulz and Akaash. That's what the logo was.
True.
You're the second. You're the co-pilot. True. That's the one that you're gonna unfollow, and you're not gonna show up to the last episode.
I said this with you at the time. Like if you and I had a rupture and then we stopped working together, you know, if we're on good terms, there's not a chance I wouldn't show up to the final day of filming together and then have like a reminiscing episode or a good sending off. It's just a weird way to do it. I think we've all had this happen to us. You guys might have a friend, someone you're very close to. They have a partner. It's a bit hectic between you and the friend's partner. And eventually that becomes the wedge where you guys stop. And
oh yeah, that
you know,
happens
to
me.
Some degree, like if I was
cut
to
the motherfucker out.
If I was to steel man Akaash a little bit, he supports his wife. His wife has supported him through tough times when he had nothing. Well, he didn't have nothing, but he didn't have much. There were some hard times, right? She's been his rock. You know, that's the woman he married. The internet coming down on him was one thing. He did the pod to explain things away, but you can tell it's conflicting. But then seeing the subsequent pod, and then they're talking about she has to get off the internet, you know, pretty much putting a muzzle on her social media career. You know, there's an argument for and against. But I could understand him wanting to take his wife's side on that one or feeling that was too far. What do you think? Don't be the outside observer. Imagine you're inside the circle. If you are in Charlotte's shoes and you're on that pod and, you know, your friend's wife gets brought up and, you know, openly saying she got to get rid of her socials, what you think?
That's true. That's true. She needs to get rid of her socials. I'm always very analytical, whether with my wife or my friends, whoever who's associated with me. If you can't take criticism, you can leave. The door is open. I believe that we need to behave like adults. We can't be behaving like children. If you are wrong, I believe that you need to be told that you're wrong so that we can correct you. Because if we keep on seeing you taking a wrong off-ramp and we don't tell you that this is the right route in terms of how you're supposed to live, this is how, then at least you don't necessarily need to do things according to how I'm telling you, but at least you can take that advice and apply you to whatever that works for you. You know, because so that if things actually go south and now things are not going your way, like you come to me and say, dude, but you saw, why didn't you tell me? I believe that especially as gents and as guys, we need to be able to criticize each other and we need to give each other constructive criticism. That's how we grow. Like if you say that I'm gaining too much weight, like now I am big now, but I'm trying to lose weight. And even my guy friends, okay, I don't need to say guy friends because they're friends. Let me just say, even my friends, they will tell me that, dude, you need to downsize a bit. I don't take it in a wrong way and say they're fatphobic or anything. I take that as constructive criticism and I take it that they care about my health. They want to see me healthy. That's why I'm taking charge. That's why today I was busy climbing a mountain. You know, we have to learn from each other, man.
No, I don't think that's foul play. I think you really believe that. And I was like, Boy, this is not good. Like it would have cost you $0 to not have done what. Well, I'm talking to her. It would have cost her $0 not have done what she has done. And now she's just doing it for free. She's not getting more ducats. She's not getting. So I'm like, you're doing all this destructive shit. You're just being wild. Cancel the shit. I'm not mad at what Charlamagne said or Schulz said. As a matter of fact, yo, what do you do if you? Yes, you have access to free internet. But if with your free internet, that's what you're gonna decide to do. Imagine if I was dealing, if Abba Preach was dealing with a company that my girl was working at, and some shit happened. I'm not gonna track. There's relationship there. My actions with that company has an effect on my wife. Her actions on whatever she does with her free time has an effect on her husband. Like, you gotta know that. Even if it's my friend, it's my friend's wife, I'm gonna be like, what are you doing, my girl? It's not because it's my friend I gotta agree with everything that he does or his wife does or anything like that. As a friend, I have to be able to call out the bullshit that's going on, whether it's you or your wife. And your wife was on some bullshit.
So my question is, like, do you have to do that portion publicly if you're on the inside circle?
She went publicly. Why would I have to be like, oh, yeah, I could do it publicly. I don't think it's a problem.
Again, I didn't say you can or can't. Everyone knows what you can or can't do. I'm saying should. That's the question.
Oh, yeah. It's not, the question that you had is it preferable? Absolutely not. It's not the best.
If we are both social media personnels, I would actually try to discuss it privately. I wouldn't have gone public like how they did. I would have at least told the fans that, no, you know what, I don't need to address this. This is what, that what Akaash is going through. But we did try to talk to him privately. So this is a private matter as much as it is being brought to the public space, the worst part is that she's busy owning his reputation and she's not even making money. He's the stand-up comedian. He's the one who actually shared the channel with the other guy. I just don't know in terms of whether it's 50-50 and the revenue or whatever. But she's the one who's ruining. Did you see the TikTok? It actually had 25 likes. Like, you are ruining your husband's reputation for 25 likes, man. Like, oh God, man. Like, that's a little bit too much. I think I'm gonna go right here and end this video. I think this is a live lesson for gents. Like, you need to check your wife, especially if she's gonna be ruining your bag. You can't have her going around saying all these things. Because she's a visual representation of you when she's there in the public on social media. Social media is good, but you also have to use it in a good way. Yeah, I think that's all that I have in store for you. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you same time. So please.